Hi all, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Jada and I'm really excited to record this video because it's a really life-changing video about cycle tracking. And if you don't know what cycle tracking is, it's basically the intention that you're going to track where you are in your menstrual cycle and utilize apps and information to have an idea of what's going on with your body, with your hormones, and kind of align your life, your work, your fitness goals, your relationships, and just creative pursuits in alignment with your menstrual cycle. So let's get straight into it. Like I said, my name's Jada, and the reason I chose this topic to talk about is because when I think about in the last couple years what has really transformed my life, it has been cycle tracking. I'm big in health and fitness and just taking care of yourself. Self-care is a value of mine. But I want to just go into some information about cycle tracking and talk about my experience because I really think it could help women who are suffering out there in the world and maybe don't know why. So I want to offer some tips and some things that I do that help me and can possibly help you. So let's just kind of talk about the menstrual cycle. There are a ton of videos online that can go more into depth, but I just want to talk about kind of the 4 phases of the menstrual cycle. So the beginning of your cycle actually begins when you start your period. So that's the menstrual phase. And I like to allude that phase as winter. Like it's when you're, maybe home more. You feel more introverted, you need to rest, you want to cozy up, eat comforting foods, warm foods. So that's the menstrual phase. And then you enter your follicular phase. So depending on the length of your cycle, typically for me, around day 3 is when I really start to notice my energy levels start to peak up. It's not extravagant, but I definitely start to feel a little more upbeat, a little more energized, a little bit more like myself. Like I'm ready to go out and start getting back into my normal routine. And I like to refer to the follicular phase as spring. So it's like I'm coming into myself, like I just went through like the dark night of the soul. I just had my period and now I'm ready to just kind of bounce back. So the next phase, the third part of your cycle is the ovulatory phase. And I like to refer to that as the summer, like summer season. This is when I'm confident, I'm sexy, I feel sexy. I have a lot of endurance and strength. So my workouts they're harder. They're more HIIT style workouts. I typically like to do more endurance training. I lift heavier. This is when I typically want to, go out and go dance, go on a date. I'm definitely horny around this time. My skin's glowing. Like I'm that girl during the ovulatory phase. And my ovulatory phase lasts about 4 days. 4 to 5 days is when I feel like this. But I'm just going to be honest, like during the follicular phase and the ovulatory phase, like I'm my best self. Like I'm social, I'm very creative, I have a lot of energy, I get shit done. Like it's the best. And then comes the luteal phase. And I like to refer to this, and so do other people online, as autumn, as fall. So typically around this time, this phase lasts the longest. So for me, it lasts about 10 to 12 days. It's long. And at first, it's not too bad. Like, I'm a little more balanced, more analytical, more meticulous. Like I notice things that I may have, during my follicular and ovulatory phase may have been like, oh, I'll get to that. This is when I typically tend to those things. But my energy levels, my energy levels go down. And this is actually because progesterone increases, and progesterone is like the hormone responsible for like nesting. It actually prepares your body for pregnancy. And when this happens, at the same time that progesterone's increasing, estrogen and testosterone are tanking. So those are, estrogen's a beautiful hormone for women. Like that's the it girl hormone. Like it's amazing. And testosterone, I mean, that's, they strategic, get stuff done, time management, like that hormone is responsible for strength. It's a great complementary hormone. Testosterone, estrogen, amazing. But, nature does its thing. However, for me in particular, during my luteal phase, I, for many years, thought I was depressed. I thought I had a lot of mental health issues. And at the time, I really was struggling with some things, but it really negatively affected me. But I'm still learning to live my life, obviously, I have to, during this phase. And so let's just kind of go into like my personal experience. And I kind of talked a little bit about them, but so like I said, you're going to crave different foods during all of this. But let me tell you what you need to do. What you need to do if you are serious about your health, physical health, mental health, honoring yourself as a woman and getting in touch with your body, and you have periods, you need to download a cycle tracking app. The one I download, it's phenomenal. From what I've heard, they've increased their prices, but it's an investment. And I'm not talking crazy amount of money. Maybe you use the app for 2 to 3 months and you really download all that information so you're prepared for, you don't want to keep using the app, but whatever. What I'm saying is download a cycle tracking app, and you need to really take this seriously because it's going to shed so much insight and information as to what's going on with your body and the hormones and how it affects your thinking, your being, your essence. So the reason why I like the app 28 is it's great. It goes into it's very insightful, and it talks about your emotions, what's going on in your body. It suggests things to do creative wise, what you should be focusing on for work. It talks about how you can maybe enhance your beauty. It talks about things to do, romantically, socially, things, mantras to say. It's amazing and well worth it. And I know there's probably a ton of apps out there. I would definitely check TikTok, or that's where actually I learned about 28 was through TikTok. But it is, the app I'm talking about is purple and it says 28. So I would just look in the app store 28 menstrual cycle and it should pop up. So it will change your life. It really will. And I love that, every day there are changes going on in the body, and it's nice to have an app that knows what is going on with your body. And I kid you not, after about a year now, it's been over a year since I've been cycle tracking, but it is spot on. Like, I'm so regular now. For many years, I was not regular. Mind you, at the time I was drinking, I was partying, and that really wreaks havoc on your hormones. So I stopped doing that. But anyways, yeah, so the app will also recommend, the app also recommends food, supplements to take, recipes, foods you should be eating, vegetables you should be eating. And that has helped me tremendously in deciding what I should eat. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm fitness focused, so I do like to eat a lot of proteins and, good fats and vegetables, and that's just good all year round. But at particular times in your cycle, you may crave, certain foods. Like during my ovulatory phase, I crave seafood. Like I want some shrimp, crab, salmon. Like I'm really in the mood for seafood. And then during the luteal phase, I want more nourishing, comforting foods and like preparing, like I'm nesting. I crave comfort. And then during the menstrual phase, I want warm foods. I still want comforting foods. I usually crave beef. So I tend to focus, on red meats during that time. But yeah, so definitely download an app. That is my instruction for you. Go find a cycle tracking app and download it. Okay, this is a good point I want to talk about is aligning decisions with your body's cycle. So I kind of mentioned how the app recommends things to do during each point of your cycle, during your menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, luteal phase. Your body's going to want different things. So the reason why this is really important is a lot of women, actually, let me just speak for myself. I used to overcommit. I would commit to things. I'd be like, yeah, like it sounds great. Like, let's do that. And I, would make plans, for future dates. And what I wasn't taking into consideration because I just didn't know was that every day your hormones are changing. We are a monthly cycle being. So unlike a man who's a 24-hour cycle being, us women change every 28 to, about 28 days on average. Everyone's different, and you will learn your cycle when you begin cycle tracking. But yeah, so now that I've been cycle tracking for some time now, I know that the last 10 days, remember I told you the luteal phase lasts about 12 to 14 days for people. So for the luteal phase, the last 10 days up until day 1 of my period, I need to tend to myself. I don't have a lot of bandwidth for social interaction, for solving problems, for offering, support and comfort to people. I'm not myself, but I am me. And part of that experience for me is just tending to myself. It's hard for me emotionally and physically because I have no energy. I sleep, and I'm privileged enough that I do get to honor my sleep cycle, but it also affects me, mentally because I like to be active. I like to be productive. I like to go to the gym. I love that. Like that makes me feel the best. And when I don't get to do that, I can be hard on myself, but I'm working on giving myself some more grace. So back to aligning your life with this, with your cycle is you're going to start to honor your body. So I know, like I said, during that 10-day period, 11-day period, I have to tend to myself. And then typically around day 2, day 3 of my period, I'm like, I need to move a little bit more. Like I want to get dressed and go to the gym. And my energy levels start to pick up about around day 3, day 4 of my menstrual cycle. And then I'm good to go. Like I can make commitments up until I would say day 14, 15 of my cycle. I'm doing the thing. Like I try, and now that I know I have a certain time frame to be productive, I go full force. So I handle business. I do all that I can during that time, and I have the energy to do so. And mind you, I still check in. I also love to just slow down throughout my day because that really gives me the time to kind of process and reflect on things that are worth my time, connecting with friends. I've been thinking about a friend for a couple days. This is my time to go reach out because I myself, work projects, creative pursuits like this, me recording right now. I'm day 4 into my period. I told you I start to feel like myself again, and I have the energy. So here we are. But also just, if you're in romantic relationships, sharing, like I love the app 28 because I could share my cycle with my husband, and he, will take a look at the app every day, and the app gives him insight as to what, he can expect from me. Like it'll go into like, she's probably feeling, confident, like sexy, like this would be a great time to go on a date night. Or, on the latter end of my cycle, it'll say she probably needs some reassurance, some cuddling, like maybe give her a foot massage, things like that. And that just helps create a more harmonious relationship between you and your loved ones. And you can tell, if you're not, married or in a relationship, like it's good to just share with those close to you so they understand. So I'm just kind of going through some notes here, but so I talked a little bit about the app. There's many out there, but I would definitely recommend 28. As women, we thrive on relationships, but I think the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. And it blows my mind how many young women, middle-aged women, just women, don't know what's going on in their body. And like, we are so unique in the sense that we have this system in place, and it's time we really get to know our body and get in touch with our body. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about talking about this, because ever since I started prioritizing my health, my body, my essence as a woman, like I've come to realize how important it is to honor those things that set us apart from men. Because we are so different than men. We really are. As much as we can learn from them and we can adopt certain things, that men do that we may need to implement in our life, at the end of the day, we are not men. We are not designed like them. And unfortunately, we are in a culture here in America, and I don't know, you may be, just modern day, we're in a culture and in a lifestyle that, I hate to say it, like it doesn't honor women's health, body, and way of being. And I want to inform and educate and just encourage women to really prioritize this, because if you want to see positive changes in your life, this is definitely something to embark on to experience positive change. I've recommended cycle tracking to other friends and acquaintances of mine, and they've picked up some good things from doing this. I don't know if they're as hardcore and passionate about it as I am, but it has changed my life tremendously. I'm still learning about my body. And I still have days, where I struggle with. There's even times where I have so much energy and I it's like I have to exert it somehow, some way, and I can, and then I'll get frustrated, or, I have all this testosterone and I like want to accomplish something great and magnificent, but I haven't, I don't have an avenue to do that. So, or just, luteal phase. I mean, my goodness, I'm women who don't struggle with their menstrual cycle, God bless you, because it is not fun. And if you're sensitive to just changes in your body, you could be really suffering. You could be really suffering mentally and emotionally, and you may not know why. And it's because of this system in place, our menstrual cycle. But yeah, it's a journey. This whole, life is a journey, and we're constantly learning. And yeah, I just really hope that this video inspires you to take an initiative to start cycle tracking and get to know your body, get to know the science behind your body. And if you download 28, like I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal app. I think it's so cool. And yeah, just, I can't wait to post more videos about things that have positively changed me, and or just share my experience on things that I think are worth putting out there. But yeah, this is a serious topic, and I hope you guys agree and you learned a thing or two on here. And just know that, like I had mentioned before, every woman is different. We all experience different things, but if there's one of the greatest things about being online is that there's something always to learn. Like, we are constantly learning. And I hope that you take, some information from me today and update yourself, and do something different for yourself, for you as a woman. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and share this video, especially if there are any women in your life who are constantly complaining about their periods, or struggling emotionally, mentally. Like, it could be because of their periods and they have no idea. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I will be posting another video hopefully soon. So take care, guys. Have a good one. Bye.